So this is not a promise of what we'll do. This is what we are going to try to do.
That's Elon on June 8th talking about the plan he's using to sell the biggest IPO in history. He just told investors not to count on it while asking them to pay for it. Tesla announced TeraFab. Tesla is funding the setup, but SpaceX's own filing says SpaceX keeps it. TeraFab is not one factory, it is two. The first one is small. It sits on Tesla's campus in Austin, a test lab, about $3 billion, making maybe 1,000 chips a month. That one is Tesla's. The second one is the real prize. It's planned for Grimes County, Texas, about 90 miles away. It starts at $55 billion and runs up to $119 billion, big enough to hold more than 1,700 football fields. That one belongs to SpaceX. So look at what actually happened here. Tesla puts its name on the project. Tesla took the stock bump when it was announced in March 2026. Tesla is paying for the little lab. And the giant money factory, 90 miles down the road, is the one SpaceX is putting in its IPO. I went back to the filing to make sure I had this right. I read it twice. The small one is yours, the big one is theirs. And here's what still gets me. There isn't even a real deal between them. SpaceX's filing calls TeraFab, their words, a general framework. A framework is not a contract. It is an idea both sides like. No money terms, no deal on who owns the technology. And one line I had to read again. Neither Tesla nor Intel has to stay in the project at all. Can you believe that? If it only said Intel can walk, fine. Intel is the supplier. You can swap a supplier. But Tesla announced this thing. Tesla is paying to set it up. And the same filing says Tesla does not have to stay either. To me, it is just ridiculous. Then it goes further. The same filing says there is no assurance TeraFab gets built within the expected timeline or at all. Or at all. That's SpaceX in a legal document telling the people buying its stock that this factory might never happen. This is also about something simpler than chips. What a company says on a stage versus what it writes in a filing. One is a pitch. The other is the version they are legally on the hook for. And watch how soft the big number really is. SpaceX told the world $55 billion, but the paper it actually signed with the county only makes it spend $5 billion by 2030. A Texas county handed it a 100% tax break to land the project. People drove to that meeting, and most who spoke against it. The $55 billion is for the headlines. The $5 billion is what's real. Are you with me? Because this is where it stops being SpaceX's story and starts being yours. There is no contract, but the money is already moving one way. Tesla put $2 billion into Elon's AI company, xAI. A few weeks later, that company got folded into SpaceX. And for its $2 billion, Tesla walked away with less than 1% of SpaceX. So, the cash left Tesla, the ownership landed at Elon's other company. Now, before you write this off, let me be fair, because the other side is real. This is not me saying TeraFab cannot work. Tesla built its own car chip once, back when people say it couldn't. It worked, and it cut about 20% of the cost. SpaceX built Starlink when people laughed at it. Now Starlink pulls in more than $11 billion a year. So when Elon builds its own thing instead of buying it, you don't bet against it lightly. It can work. So the question was never whether the factory gets built. It is who owns it when it does. And that answer is already on paper. You are paying to build something real, and the company that keeps it is the one Elon controls. Quick one before the next part. If you own Tesla, would you be fine paying to build a factory and other company keeps? Tell me below, I actually read this. And if this is making the picture clearer, give it a like so it reaches the next person trying to make this call. So you might be thinking,
Fine, Daniel, I will just buy SpaceX shares instead. Get on a site that keeps the factory.
that's the obvious move. And it is where it gets expensive. Two things are waiting for you at that door. First, the price. There is a line from Warren Buffett I kept thinking about. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. You heard about it many times. This week, the price is the highest it has ever been for this company on its first day with the most hype it will ever have. The people who actually made money on SpaceX bought it years ago, far below this. Second, even if you buy in, you don't get a say. Think of it like putting up the cash to build a restaurant, while the founder keeps every vote on how it's run. You own a slice. You decide nothing. Elon owns about 42% of SpaceX, but he controls about 84% of the votes. You will be buying the bill, not the steering wheel. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm showing you what the filing shows. But be honest about why you would buy. If it is the vision, you pay any price because you are not really pricing it. If it is for profit, your opinion doesn't matter. The market's mood sets the price, not how you feel about Elon. You can be early or you can be cheap. An IPO this hyped rarely lets you be both. And yes, people are talking about Tesla and SpaceX merging one day, folding into one, maybe, but that's a someday, and it isn't signed either. Today there are two companies, and only one of them owns the factory. Here's why I cannot fully buy the dream this week. We have seen this exact movie. In 2023, a Wall Street bank said one Tesla project could add $500 billion to the company. It was an AI computer called Dojo. For 2 years, it was the reason to be excited. Then, in August 2025, Elon shut it down. His words, a dead end. A team that built it walked out and started their own company. And now Tesla is in talks to buy that same team back. Same dream, new name, a bigger number on it. Dojo was $500 million. TeraFab is wrapped inside a company asking to be worth far more than that. The cheap dream keeps coming back. The signed, binding commitment keeps not showing up. When I lined all of this up, I didn't think about the trade first. I thought about the structure. Whether I want to own the company that does the building or the one that keeps what gets built. I have not settled that, and I'm not going to pretend I have. So here's what I'm actually watching from here. 3 things. 1. A real signed agreement that replaces a general framework with real money, real ownership, and real dates. That's the day TeraFab stops being a sentence and becomes a deal. 2. A real machine order. Intel already has 3 of the special ASML machines in Oregon for testing. Watch for a full production order tied to the Texas factory. Those machines ship only a couple at a time, worldwide, so a real order would be impossible to hide. 3. The first dirt. A signed county deal, a building permit, ground actually broken in Grimes County. As I'm recording this, none of that has happened yet. One more thing, and it matters. I'm recording this before SpaceX even starts trading. So by the time you watch, the stock could be up, could be down. I honestly don't know. But that's the whole point. The price will move. The question underneath won't. So the real question this week is not whether TeraFab works. It is whether you wait for the cheaper price or pay up now. For me, I will wait. If it never drops, I miss it. I'm fine missing it. A few days ago, I did the same thing to Tesla's robotaxi. Everyone counts the cars. The number that actually decides it is the one Tesla won't show you. Same game, different number. Click here to watch the video now.